So,
can I throw in something?
yes,
Okay. In line with what you've got. Oh, okay. So, can we, for my question,
that's all right.
can we completely set aside our current circumstance and only think within the frame of resource-based economy?
Sure.
A Venus project type
built.
city, right?
Okay.
Completely
transition.
no
Okay.
commentary on
Right, very
what's
good.
happening today.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the Venus project
Yeah.
city, you have a situation where this city wants to connect to this city
They're all
via
connected.
via the high-speed maglev
Oh.
train.
Yes,
It's not connected yet.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
You're short 10 physicists in order to do that. Here, you need these people with
that's
this
your
technical.
It takes 7,000 technicians a day to operate everything on Earth.
Mhm.
So we have more than enough.
Okay.
We already did that survey.
So
Do we, for example, if you have
sure.
today 50 or 100 aeronautical engineers, they can design all the airplanes you need. It doesn't take a million engineers, or it doesn't take, today it may take 3,000 people in an automobile factory. But the automobile factories that I know of today lift up the car automatically. They carry a whole frame of cars up on the ceiling. And when it comes down, the machine puts the wheels on, and there's less people there. There's a supervisor that watches the instruments, but they can put a machine there later to watch the instruments, scan it. But right now, if you go to a supermarket, you'll see certain counters where you run a card by, and there's no cashier adding up your product. They go by a counter automatically, and you put your card through it. Well, that means, like there used to be thousands of women operated elevators. Today, I don't see any women in elevators. I don't see, in any modern factory, I don't know if you ever watch a Coke factory, there's a million nipples that fill the Coke bottles as they go by. No human can do that fast. Even if you wanted to, you can grab a bucket and pour in each Coke bottle. You can't do it. Then the Coke bottles are stacked, sealed, and shipped by people. That's only until they standardize packaging, meaning unfortunately supermarkets today have packaging and all the packages are different sizes. That makes it difficult. And then when you get through unpacking, the packaging is a nuisance. You have to take it out and dump it. All the packaging in a resource-based economy will be soil nutrients that dissolve in 2 years and add to the soil. So all packaging in the future has to be recycled. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you take that bottle there, if you put hot stuff in it, it outgasses into the stuff. Some plastic materials are poisonous eventually, not right away. 20 years drinking from polyethylene bottle will hurt you. I just read an article in today's paper, I got it there, that many people in a certain part of this area are suffering from mercury. They're loaded with mercury. The fish, you can't keep dumping things into the ocean without the fish becoming poisoned. And everybody on Earth, including the polar bears, have toxic materials in their body. All of them. No. What does that mean for the future? I don't know. The toughest job for the Venus Project is cleaning up this mess made by the monetary system. Why do they dump stuff in the ocean? Because you hear of oil spills, and that makes a headline. Oil spill, damage the shores of a certain area. But this is what the public doesn't know, that all ships clean their bilge out. You know, the bilge at the bottom of the ship of oil, and there's much more pollution from that than all the oil spills around. Did you know that? Just a normal life to dump that. So nations have worked out a system that 15 or 12 miles out from your land is your fishing grounds. I don't know if you know that. There are agreements, marine agreements, that you can't fish in waters off the Philippines, because that belongs to the Philippines. But they do pay off Philippine politicians, Japanese, have the right to fish in that area, so they pay them off. And then the money system, it's very hard to make agreements for other nations and keep those agreements. I don't know of any agreement that wasn't violated. Now you can get the congressional record, don't take my word for it, you'll see all the violations by us and other people.
Jack,
Yes.
if human beings choose to become a resource-based economy,
Yes.
is this possible I guess my question is during the transition period. If when we decide to transition from this economy to the resource economy, can this work in part of the world or the
Yes.
whole
Only
world have
work
to
in a
change at the
certain
same
part
time?
of the world. The economy that was powerful, that falls, the headlines today said that China is due for a lot of problems economically, and that probably in the next few years. But anyway, if China falls, they'll have a revolution there. It'll either become a dictatorship of the military, or it'll be social change towards some branch of socialism, or kind of not a resource-based economy. We hope to approach different countries, showing that if we pool our resources, if you're a big country and I'm a big country, and we both don't have to build navies, if we agree to share our resources, it's cheaper than maintaining a large army, navy, air force, airplanes, and we're all threats to each other. But if I say if we share resources, if I put that to you and you say, yeah, but will he share resources? So we have an international meeting and we say you've got a lot of resources but no engineers. He's got a lot of engineers but no resources. So we put the engineers in your area to develop resources for everybody. And the resources go much further because nobody owns a bicycle. There are hundreds of bicycles in the countryside where you just use them. You know, you bring them back and leave them wherever you get off. So other people can use them. Otherwise, you got millions of bicycles sitting around doing nothing. You got garages. In your garage, you got a bicycle hanging up. You got a lathe or a drill press or a lawnmower, which isn't used every day by you. And the guy next door has the same shit. If we use a resource-based economy, we'd make more things available to people because you don't own anything, if you know what that means. You can access it at the resource center. It's cheaper to make lawnmowers and put them in the access center than every house having a lawnmower. When you need it, you check it out in your district. And you can have a lawnmower that'll mow your lawn without you sitting on it. I think you know that today. You had a question?
Chuck, yeah. Also, another transition question.
Trouble. The transition will be trouble.
Well, you said it's not going to be everywhere. Of course, it'll
No.
grow.
Yeah.
But so, if it is somewhere and these people are enjoying a high level of life, as is the ideal, what about defense? I mean, there
Okay.
will be others that want that, and
Yeah.
to intellectually.
That's all transitional until the world joins together. Once you open your city and say, you're welcome, France, to come and look at our system, and if the standard of living is higher than any other system, the French people will demand it. So we don't hope to go into any country and twist that wrist, to join us, to come in with armies and bring democracy. You are welcome to come and visit any of our cities. You'll see the sense of it very quickly. And you'd have to be super primitive tribes of the Amazon that you wouldn't want to join us.